But you know, Ted, we talk about slip, trips, and falls. A lot of times we see something that happens is called medical payments on residential or commercial policies, whether or not someone's accepting fault or at fault, but their insurance policy will still kick in and pay some type of benefit regardless.
Well, what I said earlier about an insurer or a landowner not being an insurer of the premises, that's for a negligence claim. What Chris is referencing, medical payments coverage, is exactly that. If you're hurt on the property, you are entitled to it. That's it. That's the whole of the analysis.
And it's typically $5,000.
Yeah, and you typically have to make that claim within a year of the accident, so you only have a year to do that. So it's important to get and look at that quickly, and that's why it's important to get someone involved and to help you with that, because you have to know to ask the right questions to make sure you're analyzing what coverages are there and what can assist you. Because in any incident, you know, you're obviously, if you have health insurance, that can help you and that can provide some coverage for you no matter what. But you always need to look at all of the avenues that are available for you so that you can make sure you can get back to as close as to where you were before the accident, because there's always going to be unexpected costs.
But understand, the $5,000 is typical on the med payments. You actually have to go to the doctor. They're not giving you $5,000 and saying, hey, look,
it's like health insurance.
Because you fell on our property, here's $5,000 to cover you for any and all medicals that you may have. That's not guaranteed. I mean, that's not guaranteed. You actually have to incur the medical bills to get reimbursed for.
Correct. And it's not for lost wages. It's not for pain and suffering. It's solely typically for medical expenses.
But Ted, this is the second time you've hit on it, and it's a great point. Don't try to understand this stuff yourself, because you know, premise liability is what we refer to it as. When someone gets hurt or slips and falls on a property, it's very complex at times.
Yes.
And we have to retain a lot of engineers throughout the year or throughout the years to give us reports and provide us analysis on, you know, construction defects. Were the stairs improperly installed? Were the stairs not built to code? Is a big thing. And you know, we have to retain engineers to give us that report, and because look, we can't testify to that.
Even going back to Lewis's example, there was another, you know, there's a bunch of different angles you got to look at any case. I mean, a lot of times in a resort community like we live in here, or a college community like Tallahassee, there's a lot of rental properties, and so you've got to look also at the rental management company. And so there's a lot of different policies and a lot of different players, and it's important that you're looking at the entire universe of options so that you know what's the best path and can make an educated decision. I mean, that's all you want to do, is make sure that information is key and information is power. If you don't have that, you can't make an adequate decision.
Ted, one of the things also, someone trying to navigate through something like this, if they do get injured, and they do have health insurance, and the homeowner is negligent, go through that and navigate that, because you can still get your health insurance benefits paid.
And I hear this from a lot of different people, and it's surprising sometimes, but I've heard, you know, this is accident related, my health insurance won't pay, and that is absolutely 100% incorrect.
Right.
Your health insurance, you pay, that's a contract, you pay a premium in order for them to pay for you to get whatever treatment you need that's provided under the coverage that you have. If you do have an accident, most insurance policies by contract, Medicare and Medicaid by statute, TRICARE and other government programs by statute as well, they will pay for your treatment while you're recovering from that accident. But what they will do is have what's called a right of subrogation, which means they are entitled to be reimbursed what they pay from the ultimate person that's at fault, because in the way a tort claim works, that individual that you're going to pursue is not going to pay for your treatment as you go. They are only going to pay if and when you resolve the claim. However, you need to get the treatment so that you can get better. That's where your medical payments coverage, your health insurance, in an auto accident, your PIP no-fault benefits, all of these things will pay as you go so that you can get the treatment you need to get your life back together, and then you can ultimately present your claim and resolve it once you know where you sit and when you can properly evaluate it. And then that puts the burden on that person to ultimately reimburse not only the folks that have paid for the medical care, but to compensate you for those additional losses that you've suffered.
Right.